Hello, 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 welcome. Okay, so this is for one of my Ko-Fi members who booked a reading with me. Okay, she's a monthly subscriber, and so this is a reading for her for March. Okay, what is need to know in regards to March? This is a general reading, so let's dive into this a little bit. Oh, very interesting, which flew out. Very interesting. So we're talking about the emotions that are going on at the moment. Does feel like there's a little bit of interesting, because we got the 4 or 5 of Cups flew out very strongly here. So there's a lot of emotion going on here. Maybe feeling like you're a little bit bored, dissatisfied with what's going on. There's a lot of trying to work out what's important and what's not to be focused on. There's a lot of contemplation, reflection going on here about what lies ahead for you emotionally. There's a lot of stuff going on in March for you, quite an emotional thing. You need to be careful that you're not missing out on what's going on around you. Don't get too wound up in your own emotions here. It could be very important for you to not get too wound up in what's going on. And then we get the Queen of Pentacles. So I think you need to be quite gentle with yourself, but you also need to be organized and sorted. Make sure you're taking care, you're nurturing your well-being is very important here. Physical well-being is going to be really important because it's going to affect your emotions. So your physical well-being is going to be very important. Make sure you're sleeping well, eating well, that sort of thing. Super important. Interesting, because here we have the 4 of Swords. Again, you get that sense of being in the moment, making sure that you have your sense of sacredness, that place that you're able to review and reflect what's important. You're getting a lot of like taking care of your well-being, your physical well-being, making sure that you're organized and sorted, that you're nourishing your physical self in a lot of way, and that's going to affect your emotions and how you deal with what's going on here. So there's a lot of and your mind as well, your thoughts. So there's a lot of reflecting, a lot of contemplation, a lot of finding a sense of sanctuary in what you're doing. Being careful about what you're juggling in life, making sure you've got that sense of physical what are your priorities? Super important here. Is going to be very important over March. March is going to be a real strong contender for you in regards to your emotional needs, making sure they're taken care of, and that comes from making sure you're able to contemplate on what your goals are. Super important for March there, making sure that you can reflect on your goals. Also very important for you to make sure that you have your sense of what's your priorities, what are you balancing out physically in your life. Super important here. What are you balancing in your physical aspects of your journey? Super important there. You know, and that can be part of your finance as well, checking out make sure your finances are balanced. And it's interesting because we get the Queen of Cups as well, again, to make sure that you're feeling supported, that you're nourishing your soul. So you've got to nourish your physical, nourish your soul, your emotions, take care of your emotions, make sure your mind is stable in regards to how you're reviewing where you need to be, what's been happening mentally in your life as well. Super important. There's a lot of stuff about nourishing your soul here. Super important. Nourish your physical, nourish your soul, make sure you're sleeping well, eating well, all that sort of thing. And then you've got that sense of there could be some challenges, some conflicts in your journey with the 5 of Wands here. You get that sense of feeling like there's some mind games going on, there's some battles happening, and it could be to do with maybe not feeling as creative as you want. There's a little bit of a struggle, a bit of a challenge in regards to your your passion, your creativity. You might be feeling a little bit lethargic in some way. So just making sure you've got that balance, I think, is super important there. Making sure you've got that stability. Looking at how you're making sure your emotions are stable is very important, because there may be some conflicts. Interesting, you've got a lot of 4 and 5s, and you've got the queens coming out here. Super, super important here for you in regards to March. I feel like there's a lot of emotion, a lot of trying to contemplate, reflect, decide on what your goals are, what you actually need to do. But there's a lot about nurturing your soul, making sure that you feel like you're supported in your journey. Okay, what I'm going to do for you here is also, I'm going to do the Healing Waters Oracle. I felt like that was very connected to the moon energy that's going on here, which is super important, looking at the moon. So that's super important here. So let's have a look. What is the Healing Waters card for you for March to reflect on? Wow, okay. It's about everything feeling. I've got the words coming together. It's how you relate to others and yourself. I think that's going to be very, very important here. So let's have a look and see if we get a little bit more information in regard to this card. Bounteous. I do feel like it's very much about everything sort of coming together in some way. So let's have a look here at this card. Okay, so when water is present, life is present. It's a gift offered to us and through us, generously offered, bountifully given. We're beginning to wake up to the precious substance we have in our lives and never take it for granted. Clean running water. Okay, the card encourages you to appreciate your own gifts, the opportunities that you're given, to embrace what you might need at this time, to acknowledge and receive the abundance around you, but also share it, to appreciate the simple things in life. Okay, it's about decluttering what you don't need in your life so that you can nourish your soul. Sometimes when we have too much clutter, it can get a bit chaotic and we're not nourishing our feelings, our emotions. We need to make sure that we're organized. Very, very important here that we've got everything. I want to say ducks in your row. I think it's going to be very important to have ducks in your row. And I think that's why we get that 4 and 5s. We've got a lot of 4 and 5s. We've got 2 4s, 2 5s in here. So that's super important there. So I think that's very important. I just get ducks in a row. Super important for March to make sure that you have everything organised, everything sorted out. You've got some plans, you've got some ideas, you're contemplating on your goals and what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Super important there. Keeps coming up here. I think it's about rewriting your own script of your life. You write your own script. So it says here, your soul inquiry. How can you appreciate the beauty that's already around you, being in the now? And about being generous, but I don't feel like it's just being generous to other people. It's about being generous to yourself as well. Super important. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a bonus card for you. I'm going to do Sacred Oracle of Feathers. Okay, this is our New Zealand Oracle. So we're going to just do a bonus card for you for March. And the March card is Wax Eye Tahu. And it talks about new arrivals. New arrivals. So what does that mean for you? For me, it feels like for you, the new arrival feels like you've got some new stuff coming into your life, but you've got to declutter. You've got to get rid of what's causing you to stop focusing on what you want in life. And the reason why I say that is with the 5 of Cups here. There are some things in life we can control and some things we cannot. So what are you focusing on emotionally in your life? So there might be some things that you actually need to declutter so that you can have the new stuff coming into your life. You've got to make way for what's new. So you've got to decide in you've got to contemplate the journey that you have ahead of you. What's important? But let's have a little bit of a read about this wax-eye tahu. Wax-eye tahu, which is a New Zealand bird, of course. So let's have a read of this. Wax-eye tahu. Okay, keywords: new arrivals, company, energetic, Romani, gypsy, traveller, a traveller, collective, inquiring, silver lining, true north, and sensitivity. Element is again working with air element. So you're working with that sword, the thoughts and ideas, perception. Okay, wax-eye spirit is reasonably new to New Zealand, arriving in the 1800s and then seasonally migrating back to Tasmania. The Māori name for this little cutie is tahu, which means new arrival. Okay, wax-eye spirit's gifts. As the tiny wax-eye spirit comes to us, we become very aware of energy shifts and changes. This energetic little spirit's heart beats around 600 times a minute. The energy is quite similar to that of the hummingbird. Wax-eye spirits love company and tend to work as a collective, so you can really feel the energy vibration rise when they are near. And with that message, I sort of get the sense of being very aware of who you let into your life. And I think that's where the 5 of Cups comes in as well. I think you need to be very aware of what you're letting in emotionally into your life, and that's who you're letting emotionally into your life as well. I think that's very important. That can be your vibration, raising your vibration, being very careful not to lower your vibration. I think with being an empathic, you get that sense of being very sensitive to the environment or people around you. Very, very important here. Call on wax-eye spirit when you need to raise the vibration of your surroundings or do a little bit of a cleansing. Don't be surprised if the whole flock come to assist. The wax-eye spirit's flock welcomes new arrivals, waifs and strays. So be prepared to extend your family. So you might find, and it might not be a physical family and such, it might be a community, it might be people that you really connect with on some level. You might find people coming into your inner circle in some way. So be very, very careful about who you let into your circle. Again, wax-eye spirit is very sensitive and gentle. They understand how you retreat into yourself when there are setbacks. Okay, when life sets you back. With wax-eye spirit's compassion and support, they will help you find the silver lining in your current situation. So again, you get that 5 of Cups coming in. What are you focusing on? Super importantly, what are you focusing on? The more you focus on the negative aspects in your life, the more you draw that in. So it's very important to sort of try and focus on the positive energy, to bring the positive energy coming into your life. Here, allow yourself to see the situation through their eyes, as often we forget to look for the positives. Let wax-eye spirit guide you to finding your true north, your life's purpose in the reincarnation of your soul. So it's about finding what's really important to your journey, you as an individual. What's important to your journey? Sometimes this will mean asking some hard questions of yourself, and sometimes it'll be asking people around you some hard questions to find one's true north. We often must navigate through some very stormy seas to get to our destination. Wow, what a beautiful message for you. So hopefully that gives you some guidance for the month of March. So month of March, be very careful about the people around you. Make sure you stay calm, allow yourself a little bit of compassion, nurture your energy, make sure you sleep well, eat well, make sure that those that you let into your life are not toxic to your journey. You might need to declutter some of those people in your life so you can get a very good focus on what's important. Create a sense of stability, balance, super important. You get that sense, you get with the 4 and then the 2 with the balance, that physicality. Be very aware of what you're juggling. Super important there. You know, there might be some, I do feel like there are going to be some conflicts. So there's going to be a lot of healing, and you can have that sense of being very generous with yourself. Super important there. Be very generous with yourself. Super, super important there. Allow the healing that you need to come through. Nourish your soul. Make sure that you make sure you're organised, you're firm. Might be a chance for you to be maybe a little bit assertive. Say no when necessary as well. I think with the Queen of Pentacles there, I'm getting a sense of you needing to be a little bit more assertive, say no, create some boundaries in situations, and that's going to allow you to declutter, so you have that sense of self-care. Super important for March. I do feel like you're going to get a bit of chaos. You are going to get a lot of people coming in trying to pull you in different directions, and that's why you keep getting that conflict coming up, because I feel in your inner self you're like no, 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 but you might find yourself, if you're not careful, in saying yes when it's necessary to say no. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care, and blessed be.